And here we are. Let's get that tweet out there. Bam. There we go. Same list as last week, so we don't have to update Stream Decker with the deck commands. So I think we're good. I think we're just going to chill for a bit, wait a few minutes for people to show up, and then we'll hop into the league. Is it actually showing everything? No, it's not showing everything. Let's fix that. There we go. Fixed it. All better. Let's pay our entry fee real quick. Bam. Get back to the list. We got 2 more minutes and we'll start. All right, we're just gonna kick it off. Let's go. Let's see what we fight first. With here, okay. Okay, yeah, we're all good. Come on, game. Give me an opponent. Hey, Chylith, how's it going? We'll see if Doomsday is okay. White, blue, red, green is definitely not Doomsday if it's still that. Doing pretty well. Little sleepy today, which is why the stream is going to be shorter tonight, but otherwise doing pretty good. 3 mother runes, huh? I'll keep this. Is that stuff to do? Hear you out, you say. Uh-huh. Go on. Well, it's funny you say that. I am... that's true. I am drinking a Diet Coke, but it is absolutely not gonna get me through a whole stream. I'm gonna need the actual sleep to survive tomorrow, so... What does fetch pass mean here? Yeah, no defense. None defense. What does fetch pass? It could mean that they're gonna play... It could be something weird like end step dress down into like play Uro next turn and kill mom, but I don't know why they wouldn't just still kill the mom there. Alright, I won't think too hard about it. I'll just play Spirit and pass. Okay. Sure. Cool. I'll play the Crocus. So we're safe to attack here. I think I'm just gonna port them. I don't really think I'm gonna play anything else. They're probably gonna be a Terminus deck. And I can get some value out of porting them. I'll just port them off green, I think. Basic forest, huh? What is this? It is an arrow. Okay. I was hoping they wouldn't do that, but okay. Plains? Another port. Could be worse. Ren and Realm Breaker, huh? So, +1. So, interesting. Haste, hexproof, vigilance, you say? Definitely not gonna block that. I'm just gonna take that. It has hexproof until their next turn. That's really annoying. Yeah, the DNT motto for sure. Because it's not a color, so I can't. So Spear would have to trade with this Tundra. Which I might actually be okay with, honestly. I think I actually am okay with that here. Now what do I do here? I could just double port. I think the problem there is that I'm not really getting to anything if I do that. So I think what I'm going to do is wisp here, and yeah, I'm going to wisp and just untap one of my planes. And then I'm going to port in response to the Ren activation. Yeah. Hey, Faltiform, what's up? Long time no see. Hope you're doing well. Oh, sure, they can just minus with Ren, and what are they going to get? A Wasteland here, probably? It's Wasteland or Caracas. I assume they're going to want a Wasteland here, though. Yeah, so they can Uro, exiling the rest of their... interesting choice. Yeah, I'll just pass priority. So they're probably escaping Uro here. I'll swords it with the draw trigger on the stack. I should be able to attack the Ren dead next turn. There's not really anything off of 1 mana I have to be concerned about here too, which is nice. Another plains is good. Attack the Ren. That makes their mana quite a bit worse because they don't have a white source anymore. I'm not super worried about them landing a Minskin here also. So I think I'm going to use this turn to put Yorion into my hands. Yeah, right. It has too much text anyway. Mystic Sanctuary in your forest deck, huh? Alright. Alright. Minskin could be worse. That might have been a basically free 1 damage to block there, but I'm not super worried about that. Another Wisp is great, though. Actually, I wonder if the play here is just to attack Minsk with both of my creatures. The only thing we really get got by is, like, if they play a Snapcaster, I'm perfectly happy to Solitude pitching the Mom. Same thing with Ice Fang, though there's like 0% chance there's gonna be an Ice Fang here. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna kill, especially because they still don't have a white land in play. So yeah, cool. And now I'll just flicker the Boo and have a really good board. Dress down. Okay, sure. That makes sense as something there. As the last thing they're holding up there. Annoying, but I can live. They finally have a white source, it looks like. Yep. No white spell cast yet. It's a lot of cantrips. Happy for this to be the turn they're spending doing that, so. Also, did both their wastelands got exiled, which is pretty huge. Yeah, that makes sense. I will take 4. Draw a land. Land. That's not a land. Let's start with a Solitude here. See if they have Force of Will. It would make sense for Force to be in their hands, but nope. Looks like the answer is no. The only problem here now is that I'm kind of exposed to Endurance, but I think I'm kind of fine to just port the Trop to... Okay, cool. We're good. Maybe I didn't need to do that, but I think it was fine. I'll just play Vile and we'll pass. Are there Minsk here? Undermountain Adventure. Well, that's kind of good for me, I think. I'm kind of happy for the initiative to be in play here. I wish I had this mom in play now instead of the Vile, but they don't have a basic to get. Which means that they're not going to be able to kill both of my Wisps. So that feels really good. Yes, they're going to swords one of them, but not both, which is all that matters. So now I think I'm going to play this Plains. I think my plan is to port the Tundra, and I'm just going to Vile in the Mom to probably chump block the Undermountain Adventurer. I could just cast... The other option, I guess, is just cast Timeless Dragon here, but I think I want the land off of it. And we're going to have the mana to cycle it this turn anyway, so yeah. I tend to not like hard casting Timeless Dragon against white removal. I don't want to cast Yorion here because there's just not a lot of benefit to it. Ley Line Binding. Interesting. Okay. 2 blocks guaranteeing it. Yeah, it does. I'm not... I think my feeling is that, like, I'm happy to sack the Mom to keep the initiative, but if it doesn't work, I'm not that upset about it either. Like, they're on 0 cards. I'm still going to take it back right away. And I think I just want this Yorion to get more value than that. They put 2 on top, 1 on bottom. That is a pretty nice draw, actually. We know they don't have another basic. We're not going to use it yet because... Yeah, we don't want to use it yet because then we can't eternalize. So I'm just going to attack here. Take the initiative. We're going to scry. What do we see? Plains, wastelands. I'm definitely bottoming the plains. I think I want to keep the wastelands. Maybe not. Maybe I just want something better than that. Yeah, I want something higher impact than that. So now I'll play this. Eternalized Dragon. Port. No reason to port a white source since they have 2, so I'll port the red source. I am doing my best to win. Got to go a little faster though. I've been playing this game a little bit slow, so gotta make sure we don't run out of time. Would be a silly thing to do in a good matchup. They don't shuffle. Is this just an Uro? Yeah, that's fine. I guess I probably should have tapped the Savannah over the Tundra because they have fewer green sources than blue ones. But does it involve boarding in Yorion? Because I have a feeling that's what you're going to say. And the answer is no. That's kind of cute. They're using Undermountain Adventure to cast Uro. Fine by me, though, because it means that we still have the initiative this turn. If you don't have to reveal Companion, yeah, you got me. You got me. Definitely going to get a treasure token here. Spirit of the Labyrinth is not bad, actually. Let's see. I think this turn I'm going to be using Yorion, actually. What I can do is... I think I just have to use all my mana here. I think I'm just going to cast Yorion, Blink Wisp, target Uro, put Spirit into play. Narset? Sure, sure. Well, what kind of shit posting is that if you don't have anything ready? Come on. Get with the program. Yep, this makes sense, but is also still totally fine with me. They're still not drawing a card from the Minskin Boo. They'll only draw a card from the Uro coming into play at the end of turn. They still can't get the initiative back. I think Samwise in D&T is not very good. How about that? We're going to keep this on 3. There's more 3-drops we can draw. That is not a 3-drop, but that's okay. So I'm going to attack Narset, Minskin Boo, them. I think that makes sense. Yeah. Oh no, everything's broken. And now I'm going to field away their Savannah. They don't have another basic, and then I'm going to port their Tundra, and they'll have no white sources in play. Sylvan Library, sure. Kinkin00, thanks so much for the follow. How you doing? Zank Paladin Unbroken is in fact broken. His name, it's a misnomer. Such a good card. Sorry, I'm trying to pay attention while also winning this game in time. So sorry if I'm not paying the most attention, folks. I don't remember if I answered whether Samwise is good, but he's not. He's cool, but not going to be good. Alright, now we get to win thanks to my opponent putting the initiative into play. No there. Let's venture into the Undercity and get... Yeah, Stoneforge Mystic. Let's go. My opponent wants to force it. They got it. Force, pitching, force. Sure. Yeah, the Stoneforge has X-proof, so no, you don't have to worry about that. Let's see, how many did I only kill? Yeah, only exiled 2 Uros. Okay. Alright, Narset, what do you got? A Force of Will. Perfect. I was hoping to learn whether they had Terminus in their deck, but I think it's probably a fair assumption that they do. So the hand has Force and something. And the Force is a blank. Cool. They concede. As they should. Alright, I'm going to bring in Council's Judgments, a Rest in Peace, and a Path to Exile, and then I'm going to cut... What do I want to cut? I think I'm going to keep in at least 1 Lauren, because we saw Sylvan Library and Leyline Binding. I don't know if I want two, but honestly, the second might be better than the first Thalia. And I don't think I want to board in Surgical for Terminus until I actually see it. I think they are probably going to have it, but that was a lot of cards to not see Terminus, I think, so. I guess one thing I could do is maybe just cut the GT for Surgical. Just for the first, and then, yeah, I think that's fine. Hard cast Emrakul? Nah, I don't think so. Nice try, though. You can do exclamation point deck. I should have Stream Decker up as well. Hey, Jerfid, thank you so much for the follow. Hope you're having a good evening. Nope. Yeah, sure. I'll put planes on the bottom. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Yeah, so it's definitely good to know that their only basics are an island and a forest. They don't have a basic plains. Yeah, cool. I'll display a vial. We chillin'. What format is the RC? I literally have no idea. It's Pioneer. I think if I was playing Pioneer, I would probably be playing Red Black Sack. But I don't play Pioneer, so I don't know. That would be my first guess. What do I want to do here? So, there's a couple of things we can do. We can potentially play Iganjo and put Yorion into our hand. We can play Field of Ruin, put Yorion in our hand, or we could play Field of Ruin and just pass. I'm kind of leaning towards Field of Ruin pass. Because I don't really want to use Field until they've shown me something, but I don't really want to... I guess Iganjo's probably not going to end up getting used as a removal spell anyway, so maybe I'm valuing that too highly. Yeah, I think I am. There we go. I've played a little bit of Mono White. I did not really enjoy it. I was hoping they were going to fetch red because it's going to be Minsc and Boo, and then we have this Caracas to counter it. I'm happy to take the first 4 damage. Ooh, and a Stoneforge. That's really good. I think with this Stoneforge now, I'm going to play Sash. I'll potentially eat a removal spell. Yep, we gotta go to post-combat main. There we go. Ponder? Yeah, makes sense. I was hoping there would not be a wasteland, but then there was a wasteland. With Sash, I'm going to eat their wastelands. Now I'll vial in Stoneforge. It's pretty much guaranteed to eat a removal spell if they have one, but I am still going to get Cauldra. Yep, okay. Take Vial up to 3. And Caracas. Well, that's great, actually. So now what I'm going to do is attack Minsk. This is going to force out another removal spell if they have one. And then if they do, I'm just going to play the second Caracas and we'll be fine. Let's eat some lands, I guess. Cool. Easy peasy. I'll play the Field of Ruin this time. I guess I should have eaten something there. I probably would have just eaten the Flooded Strain, maybe. So they put a Brainstorm on top, so now I'm just going to field away their Tundra, I think. Definitely going to take up to 5 here. Plains, sure. I think I'm actually going to get rid of their Caracas. I think that's probably the most important thing to get rid of. Oh, the answer is don't. That is how you do it. Is this a prismatic ending? Because that would be a bummer. The turn before, I get to use Yorion to protect it. Oh well, they're not doing anything still. So I'm just gonna hold up my mana. I maybe shouldn't have played that Caracas. Maybe I should have held it so it doesn't get wastelanded. But I have 2 Solitudes, which makes the need for Caracas a little bit lower than normal. I can't dally too long, but I'm gonna not cast Solitude just yet. Ideally, I would like to make sure that I'm actually using them as removal spells. Low on clock, so I can only do that for so long, though. Sure. They don't hit a land, so they can't cast the second. They can't escape Burrow right away, which is good. Is this another Uro? It's a life loam hitting lands I mostly don't care about. Cool. I think with the swords in my hand also, I'm happy to now cast this Solitude as an attack. Well, no. They have a... No, I'm going to do it. Okay, glad I did it. It is Solitude Town over here. So they can escape Uro if they want to. They have a Caracas in their hand, so they can protect it, but I have swords into Solitude. We also don't even have to remove it because we have the Caracas. I'm gonna guess we just hit the Uro since it's a thing we have to do eventually. Yeah, that might actually be true. That's probably a good point. Annoyingly, nothing we can do about this right now, but I think I'm happy again to just trade with a land. They force it. Force, pitch, force. Yeah, deal. Absolute deal. Man, hexproof is dumb. Well, on the bright side, that means they're very unlikely to have a force for this Cauldra when they force, pitch, force. Cool. And now I can attack both at Ren to ensure that it dies. I guess unless they have another removal spell, but I gotta get through these removal spells one way or another, so. Alright, I'll take it. It's weird to me how cavalier they're being with trading. Trading off their lands for my creatures. That doesn't really feel like it's in their favor. I know they have Loam. That certainly changes things, but still. Yeah, I'm not sure they are either. Are they trying? Okay, they're escaping Uro. They just took them a while to get there. Yes, absolutely. Mangara. Always Mangara. For forever. I miss Mangara so much. I also miss Revoker, just less so. I am gonna just... I don't really need a Stone Forge. I think I'm just gonna get a Skyclave here. Yeah, Mangara and Sword of Fire and Ice are the two biggest ones for me. Those are the ones I miss the most. It's a waste on my Crocus, probably, yeah. It's about two. Sword of Fire and Ice basically died with Modern Horizons 2. Is pretty much exactly when it happened, because it was because of Prismatic Ending that it got so much worse. It was about 2 years ago to the day, as crazy as it sounds. Leyline Binding, probably on the Cauldra, fortunately. Now I wish I had a Lauren, but I can fix that. I'll get Lauren. There we go. verdict is a bummer, but they can't actually. Oh, Ren, sure. Yeah, sure. I'll take it. Yeah, and I'll cast Spirit and pass. I'm just going to play everything really fast here. There's finally the Terminus. They mill over like 3 juicy cards. They're actually Terminus, Undermount Adventure, and Minsk and Boo. So that's the second Minsk. We've still only seen the 1 Uro so far. It's got Wasteland Taiga, Waste Taiganjo. Yep, that makes sense. Oh, they waste the Sanctuary so that next turn they can. I guess that's. They're playing the slow way, I guess. But that's okay. What is this? Confused what they're doing. Oh, this is Uro. Good. Got it. So this only really works if... Yeah, I'm not sure. Do they have the time to do this? Have they used their land drop yet? That's the question. I think they have. Them, Ren and Realm Breaker. They're not actually going to Terminus us this turn. So, but I guess I don't really, it's not really a reason to cast anything, so I'm still going to pass. Yeah, they can Sanctuary. They can put Terminus on top. I will draw a card, and they won't. It would be funny if I could actually just use Lauren to ruin that miracle. Unfortunately, we can't there, but I'll live. Yeah, I'm just gonna get rid of that. They shuffle my library back in, which seems really good for me, honestly. Yeah, I'm not gonna cast anything here. They're gonna get to Terminus. I'll draw one more card with the Lauren. Terminus will resolve. I'll be able to kill basically anything that they follow up with. That's a really nice card to draw. Yep, whatever. Got me. Yep. Plane cycle. Skyclave, sure. I'm just going to cast this, cast Stoneforge, get a Batter Skull. They mill loam, hit another Uro. Another Uro is kind of annoying just because it makes the game makes the game take a little bit longer, but also it's going to waste their time, so. I'm going to run out of lands they can even get at this point. I was expecting expecting them to hold up Crocus there, but then they didn't. It's cool. I will also Skyclave their library here. Pass the turn. Next turn I'm probably just going to put Cauldron on something to try to end the game quick, but we'll see. Getting dangerously low on cards that actually win the game. Yeah, they can spend time loaming back a wasteland that hits nothing. They're just going to waste their Sanctuary again, I'm pretty sure, which, fine. There's another Minsk and Boo milled, another Sylvan Library milled. Yeah, they can't really play for clock here when they have no cards left in their library, so it is a little weird to me. How many removal spells have they used? They still have 3 prismatic endings and 1 swords left in their deck, so I feel like they've got to have a removal spell, which makes going for Cauldron kind of bad. Hopefully we draw a land here. We can go Skyclave and then Solitude in response to a Crocus. That would be cool. Nope. But I am happy to just make them use the Crocus also, which is pretty nice. Yep, deal. Alright, so Terminus top their deck again. I'll just do this. Yep, any order. Any order. There we go. Oh, sure. I guess that was technically right, but I'm not too worried. As long as I equip, I feel like I'm doing the right thing there. So. Dress down, huh? Well, you're down to 2 cards in your library. I feel like this only makes sense if they have another endurance in their hands. Yeah, Trilith, I do remember that actually. It's funny you say that. Yeah, now we're just F6ing. They have 18 seconds left. No shot. Ponder with 1 card left in library. You love to see it. They are using every last second. There we go. Yeah. It's funny. I was thinking there's like a 0.005% chance that like the first league goes fast enough that I'll play a second one. But of course, the very first match we play ends up being almost the entire time. Yeah, obviously, like the clock was dictating the way they were playing that game, but they did get through their literal entire deck and were still never close to beating us. And I feel like it's important to. I feel like it's a good demonstration of why that matchup is so good. Even when clock isn't a factor, like they were just never in that game. Yeah. And by all accounts, a lot of things did go well for them there, right? Like they milled over the Caracas or the like I had a lot of removal for sure. They had to get their terminus in on top of their deck the hard way. With like literally had to like waste their sanctuary, loan back sanctuary, put terminus on top that way. But like still, there's just like not a lot that they could do there. Like they also, because Loam was the only thing keeping them in the game, that's kind of what resulted in them milling over 2 of their. Oh yeah, that sounds good. Milling over 2 of 2 of their Minsk and Boos, which is one of the basically 8 cards they have in their deck that actually win the game. It's just the Uros and the Minsks. Last seen playing Ants, huh? That's forever ago, so might not matter. We'll see. Thoughtseize, take Mother of Runes. Alright, we're live. Smells a little like Ant. Bayou is not the most likely land for Ant to play, but obviously it is a land they do tend to play, so. Underground Sea Ponder is likely confirming it. So we get here. We get a wisp. Okay. I was hoping that we would just draw a Thalia, and then we could just like set them back to the Stone Age. Unfortunately, we don't, but I'm still happy to recruit for Thalia and Violin. And then next turn, I'll set them back to the Stone Age. Cool. Got him. Alright, cool. Bring in basically all of this. Cut all of the removal. Is that going to be clean? It is clean. Hey, Strasteady, thank you so much for the raid. Hope your stream went well. We are up a game against Ad Nauseam Tendrils. Currently looking at my boarding. We don't really have much for this matchup. This Graveyard Hate is all going to be very, very hit or miss. But it's better than the removal, so yeah. Give it a shot. My sideboard definitely kind of assumes that you will not play against much spell combo, which tends to be the case, but well, alright. Definitely gonna keep this. Turn 0 Leyline into turn 2 Thalia is about the best that we can hope for. Although we do now need the Thoughtseize bug to come into play. Thoughtseize bug came into play. Alright, just don't Thoughtseize me again, please. And don't kill me either. That's what I would really like. Ponder is a good sign. Rather they be pondering than using that mana casting basically anything else. And they shuffle off the ponder too. Did we dodge? Oh my god, if they had the second Thoughtseize, we were gonna get them anyway. Okay, deck. That feels a little bit unfair. Yeah. We never had a shot to lose is what we're realizing here. Yeah, so now I'm just gonna Stoneforge for a Cauldra. It's been a very long time since I won a game against Ant like this. Usually you don't get to turn 2 twice in a row. Is this a... It's a dress down. Okay, I was wondering if it was going to be a... I was expecting it to be like a Chain of Vapor, Echoing Truth, or something like that. Dress down works too, although... Jesus. Are you sure about that, Ringo? Alright. Well, that startled me. I'm okay. Yeah, so I thought that was going to be a bounce spell, but I guess it's a dress down instead. Dress down is a very... I remember gosh, over a year ago, probably a year and a half, I saw a dress down out of... it was dressed down out of High Tide, and I really liked it there. It seemed really good there. But yeah, it does kind of just do what cards like Echoing Truth do, but a little bit better, honestly, which is kind of cool. Does this just have to be a really lucky Ad Nauseam? Is that what's going on? Oh, it's in the address down. Okay. Do they just have to... Yeah, what is happening? I'm confused. Do they know what's on top? They do. Okay, they didn't shuffle off their ponder, so they know what's on top. So this is... Yeah, this has to be a very lucky ad nauseum is what it is. They did not get there. That's pretty bad. I think that helps. So they can ritual. They have to brainstorm into 2 more spells they can cast. Because they can't cast the Thoughtseize. It's only 1 more spell actually they have to cast. So maybe that did end up working out for them. Yeah, they hit Cabal Ritual. They got us. Alright. Oh, and LED. Okay. Darn. Did our best. Yeah, so I guess that was probably an instance where them actually getting tendrils was good. Which doesn't happen very often. Yeah, just resubmit. Resubmit, hope being on the play gets us there. I would like to play first. Except that hand has no lands. The problem is that we're basically mulling to Thalia and nothing else. So I feel like we have to keep this mostly on the fact that this is a recruiter that was likely going to be a turn 3 Thalia, at least. And the ley line might do something. My opponent's also mulliganing to 6, which helps. Yeah, I think we got to keep it. Yeah, I think because we're not mulling to any good hate in the matchup anyway, I think that's why we have to keep. And then we just need to draw land in the first 2, and we're good. And they also need to not Thoughtseize us, I guess. But, you know, mulling is going to make us worse against Thoughtseize too, so... This mom is going to get in the red zone, though. That's for sure. Alright, hopefully something good. Something good. That is... Yeah, I'll take that. Well, that's annoying. Can't cut them off anything now. Ooh, Spirit. I'll take it. Spirit can do something. Pretty weak to Massacre here, but it's not like I really have an opportunity to play around it anyway. They are casting something. Abrupt Decay on the Spirit. Sure. I guess when I'm playing the spirit, I should probably keep the mom untapped. Green indicates they're going to have some kind of removal like that, so that was probably wrong. Keeping this on 3 for now. That's a bummer. But I think I have to play it. I don't want to show them that I have nothing, but I think I also have to win this game when I have nothing, and the best way to do that is just put more pressure on them. They aren't cantripping, so they are just trying to top deck into the combo right now, which is good for us. Yeah, I'm just going to play Yorion. Just got to get the clock in play. I don't love seeing that. I think they did just need to cycle it here, because it's not like it's affecting anything on the board, but chain of vapor on what? Oh, on the on the dress down, huh? And on the ley line. Okay, so the ley line mattered at least. Man, they are drawing all the lands, huh? Alright. Keeping this on 3 still. Can we get something? Thalia. There we go. Again, they have a lot of lands now, which makes it a little awkward, and I still can't Field of Ruin for a Stone Rain because they are just getting all their duels, as they should. I'm just going to attack them for 4 here. Play Thalia, port something, keep Caracas up, I think. Yeah. Mom keeps Thalia safe from a bounce spell or abrupt decay. Caracas keeps it safe from massacre. Not sure how likely massacre is at this rate, but either way. I think that's a good sign. Yeah, they are just passing now. Another Caracas doesn't really do anything. 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can attack with the mom to keep them off of one of the fetches, but I don't think that's worth it at all. I think we just have to hope that this is going to be good enough. Yeah. Fingers crossed. 3 LEDs is certainly a lot. I'm actually going to hit this now. Does that matter? So they don't have a red source? There's a really, really tiny chance that it matters, I think. So okay. It's not my favorite start. Alright. Fernal Tutor. Tendrils is in their hands. Okay. What can they even do from here, really? Neely D, thanks so much for the follow. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Yes, they can Past in Flames here. But they can't Dress down. So what, they're just gonna Dark Ritual into nothing. Yeah, cool. Got there. Love to see it. Hey, Lumber Boy, how's it going? Yeah, I've been playing D&T for forever. It's the most fun. Ten years. Let's see what do we got here. Unkeepable 7. Cool, cool, cool. Opponent keeps 7. This hand is good. I'll keep this. Probably. What do I want to get rid of here? I think it's either Caracas or Timeless Dragon. I think I want to keep Dragon because it's kind of a way to recoup the loss from the mulligan. And just cross my fingers that it's not a matchup where we really want Caracas. Yeah. Basic planes, huh? I like your style, but what does that mean? Interesting, interesting. Okay, I'm just hoping to draw another planes. But I think I'm happy to just play Wasteland here. Play Waste. Perfectly happy if they want to waste my waste. They are cycling their own Timeless Dragon, huh? Well, that is interesting. Getting another basic plane. Is this 60 card D&T? Just playing in 60 card? Is that what's going on here? It's looking like... Oh, Chrome Mox. Maybe it's Initiative then. What gets exiled? Yeah. They are just... Eternalizing Dragon, huh? Alright, well... I can deal with that, that's for sure. Tick up to 2. Skyclave is nice. I'm just gonna wisp the dragon token. Absolute deal here. We're just going to take the initiative right away from them and then never let it go. All right. Goodbye, Dungeoneer. There we go. There's swords. That is why I didn't want a Skyclave. So I didn't want a Skyclave the Dungeoneer. I'll grab a plains here. So one option here is we can waste the waste, play port plains, and Skyclave the Chrome Mox. It's a little vulnerable to them having a soul land. They probably would have already played a soul land if they had it. But we're definitely going to get to Scry next turn. Or almost certainly going to get to Scry next turn. I think I'm happy enough playing that aggressively. Alright. And then we can F6. Yep, lower boy. Went through the same play I just did. Soul Guide Lantern, so they must be oh, this must be the Mono White Saga deck then. That's what's going on. Alright, goodbye to Timeless Dragon. Oh well. Another waste from them is a little annoying. I'm gonna scry before I tick up. In case it changes my decision. Looks like it will not. I'm definitely bottoming Thalia. I'm probably bottoming both of these, honestly. I could keep Mom, but because I know they're a Saga deck and they've already used 1 swords, and I'm so ahead on board, I think I just want to make sure that I have answers to the stuff that comes later. Especially because I would like... I guess I don't really have to use my mana putting Yorion into my hand this turn. Yeah, okay. I'll keep Mom. Keep Mom, tick up. I can attack with both here because the Skyclave Illusion is going to be a 0/0 anyway. I assume they're going to cycle the Lantern. Yep, cool. Evoke, pitching Esper Sentinel, probably on the Mother of Runes, I assume here. Yep. I do have touch. Okay. I assume this one should hit the Skyclave, really. Although it's not, I don't think it's gonna matter really either way. Yeah, now it doesn't matter. I'm gonna get a treasure token, tick up to 5, Wisp. Does that? No, that doesn't really change anything. I'm not even going to bother attacking, actually. I'm just going to put Yorion in my hand and pass. There is an Urza Saga. Seasoned Dungeoneer. A little annoying. Not much we could have done about that, really. Yeah, just a bummer, that's all. So I'll block here, and then we will vial in Yorion. To Flicker Spirit. Spirit is basically just a 3-1, but everybody in initiative matchup matters, so. Keeping this on 5 for certain. Plains. Not the draw I was hoping for. Yeah, so I'm going to attack to take the initiative back here. We get a skeleton as a blocker, which is going to be huge against the 5/4 Solitude. And the plan here is going to be basically just to block the Solitude with the skeleton, and then I Ganjo the Seasoned Dungeoneer before it gets to explore. And then we should hopefully throne next turn, and the game will be over. Yes, we can flicker their Solitude to get rid of the counters, that's for sure. Yep. Worked out exactly how I wanted it to. Ancient Tomb, perfect. Dead draw from them. Whoops. Alright. Vial is obviously staying on 5. Now we get to Throne. And darn. I was hoping, I guess actually this works. The card I want to get is Lauren. Actually, did I have... Yeah, there was... Yeah, there's not a Stoneforge in there. If there was a Stoneforge, I should have gotten that, but there was not, so we're good. Alright, now we draw Skyclave, sure. I love to be able to recruit for answers to Urza Saga. Feels very good. Yeah, so towards the end of the initiative era, I was already feeling like this was a good matchup for D&T. I should say, for most of it, I felt like I figured out the matchup really well and was pretty solidly positive. And now the deck is just like so much worse, not having White Plume Adventurer. So I feel very good about this. Yeah, sure. And now this should be exact lethal. Yep, cool. Alright, post board, we just bring in removal, and we also bring in Containment Priest because it's good against touch, it's good against, good against Touch the Spirit Realm, good against Throne of the Dead 3. Sometimes Wisp as a Vindicate is good, and also because it is way better than Thalia. If only. Almost certainly keep if the Cauldron's a land. I'm sure that's a thing you can say about a lot of hands, but definitely true here. This hand is kinda whatever, but it has the opportunity to be pretty good. I think I'm gonna keep and get rid of the Jite. I don't love it, but I think it's better than going to 5. Chance to do something really powerful here with Mom into Priest into Wisp. Chrome Mox gets rid of Thalia, and then Emeria. What are they casting? Esper Sentinel and Shadow Spear. Sure. Deal. No blocks there. Just want to draw a white source in the next 2 turns, please. That's a white source. Alright, Plane Cycle. Honestly, killing anything they have isn't even that good. At least not yet, with the Wisp. I think I'm just gonna Sash here and eat their Timeless Dragon. The fact that we already have Mom and Priest in play means that the Priest is basically never going to die, which is nice. So the Wisp will probably be a Vindicate for as long as this game exists. I still can't really attack, which is great for me too. Yeah, I think I'm going to recruit for a Stone Forge here. Yeah, recruit for Stone Forge. They're already super behind on mana, so I'm just going to waste them aggressively. I think the red initiative lists are a little bit harder just because Fable is a really good card, Fury is kind of a beating, and the and they just have more initiative creatures, so it's harder to keep the initiative for like a long time. That said, I still think it's a good matchup, especially because their mana is a lot worse in red-white. So overall, I feel good about basically every initiative matchup other than red-green, which isn't really one that's played anymore. It was popular like towards the beginning of the format, but just hasn't really been seen since. So. Sure. Wasn't gonna use that mana anyway, so. Yep, got him. Yeah, red-green was, I think I ended up being like about 50-50, but it was a small sample size, and none of the games were very fun. So I'm glad we are not having to worry about it anymore. All right, cool. We got Cauldra, so this game is basically over. Okay. Lauren of the Third Path, probably hitting, I guess it has to hit Lion Sash, right? I'm inclined to just let that go rather than open myself up to Solitude here. Although maybe if Solitude resolves, I don't even care. Yeah, I don't think I care if they want to evoke Solitude here. I'm pretty sure I'm happy with that. So. Yeah, that is what I realized after thinking about it a bit more. Yep. This game is kind of boring, honestly. I'm not even gonna Vindicate. I'm not gonna kill a creature. I'm just gonna take away mana. No imprint. Perfect. one Lauren, huh? Yeah, I'll just attack. They have to put a toughness, 2 toughness in front of the germ, actually. That's not going to work how you want it to. It's another instance of if they have Solitude, whatever. They can't have swords because they still have their Thalia in play. That also doesn't work. Okay, they had to bounce Lauren to flicker Solitude. Yeah, sure. Or bounce Lauren to evoke Solitude. Got it. That goes on the Cauldron also. Yeah, you got it. Resolves. Still take 4. And I'll just wisp my Cauldron again. I didn't want to attack on the grounds because it lets them get life from lifelink if I attack with something on the ground that doesn't have first strike. So I just want to make that basically just as complicated for them as I could. So deal. All right, easy. So yeah, I think the reason that most initiative matchups are like extremely easy, other than red green is hard because they are just so fast. They're so explosive because they have 8 spirit guides in addition to all the fast mana that they normally play. But the white versions now just don't apply nearly enough pressure on a deck that already wants to play to the board. So, like, the only time that you basically only lost to turn 1 or turn 2 White Plume Adventurers, and you had a very good shot against basically every other draw from the initiative deck. So, Chylith, stop. Stop. Hey GLK driver, I'm glad you popped by after Dougal's stream. Thanks for stopping by. I really like playing this deck. I've been playing it for a million years at this point. So yeah, great choice. I have nothing but good things to say about it. Oh, you asked how do I ask out the round 4 Doomsday opponent? Did you win or lose? This seems a little awkward, but I think this is a land and spells hand that you keep. A little slow, might not do anything, but we'll see. I think if you beat Doomsday, particularly with DNT, don't ask them out because they're not going to have... They're going to be pretty tilted. if they took forever making piles, don't do it, because that means they like wasting time. Um, just like with themselves, not really interacting with anybody else. And this won't be like emotionally there for you, you know. Also, don't ask them out because it's not a good thing to do. Yeah, that's a pretty important thing. Is you probably should not try to flirt with someone that you just beat in a tournament, particularly if the tournament has any stakes. You know. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I was gonna say specifically if you knock them out of a PTQ, but yes, that is a really good instance where you shouldn't try to ask someone out. What do you know? Okay, I'm gonna waste this Saga for sure. Turn 1 Saga tends to be 8 cast, which is a matchup where Mom doesn't really do much, so I'm just going to attack here. It is 8 cast. Got there. Yeah, I definitely recommend, obviously, get to 80 when you can, but 60 card is better than playing no Death and Taxes, so... Alright. I feel like a Thought Monitor getting pitched to a Force of Will basically means Spirit of the Labyrinth did its job anyway. Again, Mom doesn't really do anything, particularly pre-board. They have no removal basically at all. The only thing they have is Odawara, which isn't colored anyway. So Mom is very bad, and it'll get boarded out. Hopefully this is an Emery that they're about to play, and then I can Caracas it. Might also just be a Thought Cast. It probably is a Thought Cast, because that would explain why they pitched the Thought Monitor. Now I'm not sure. Chalice on 2. Deal. Alright, I'm just going to recruit for Yorion, and we're not going to lose this game basically ever. We need to draw a non-Crocus land, though. Look, if they Chalice on 3, good for them. That's a really good non-Crocus land for us to draw. Probably actually should just hit the Seed of the Synod, but this is a lot of our best draws are going to be 2-drops, so I'm not too upset about just getting that out of the way. It's also not like they're tight on mana right now anyway, so... Is this another... Oh, it's a Thought Monitor. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna cast this card every turn, I think, at this rate. If we draw another... I'm probably gonna Lotus Petal this Caracas then, because I was thinking I can... I'm sort of tempted by Lauren on the Seat, waste the Ancient Tomb. I can also Lauren the Thought Monitor and start attacking, and then waste the Seat, probably. But either way, I think I want to keep... this up so that I can bounce again next turn. Keep this one. We're going to cast again. Yeah, this time we'll hit the Thought Monitor this time, just so we can keep attacking. And I'm probably going to Wasteland one of these. I'm not sure which. I'm going to waste the Tomb because it slows them down more, and I can also lure on the Seed of the Synod, so... I would like to draw a non-Caracas land again, though. They concede, so never mind. I don't have to draw anything. Alright, so what I like here is the removal. I like to bring in Surgical Extraction. It's primarily to hit Urza Saga, because it's the way you lose the games most often. But it's really hard to lose to a single saga. It's the multiple sagas that's really hard. So Surgical makes sure that you only ever have to deal with one, with the plan B of using it against Emery targets when you don't have an answer for Emery. Council's Judgment, Path to Exile, just removal. Judgment's really important, specifically for Kappa Cannoneer. And then the only reason I like Grafdigger's Cage is because it can be really annoying when your opponent has Emery and you have to spend your Caracas tapping it literally every single turn. It's also bad when you don't have Caracas. So Cage is a pretty easy card for me to bring in against Emery specifically. I have not been seeing very much Painter in leagues, no. I've played against it a couple times, but not very much. My feeling is that I want to get a sense, like the one slot in my sideboard that I lose isn't too bad, and I'm never going to understand how good the matchup is with Emrakul in my list unless I put it in, basically, is the way that I'm looking at it. So I might take it out at some point just because I am losing a bit of equity when I haven't played against Painter that much, but won't know until I try it. What else am I even cutting? Timeless Dragon is usually pretty slow in this matchup. You don't really have the opportunity to cycle it. I don't really like Jite very much either because most of their creatures get very big. And I think usually I don't have this path, and then this is where this last card gets a little complicated. The other problem is that I usually don't have two Lauren is relatively new. I'm going to get rid of a Night Ganjo, I think. Try that. Cutting the land might be a little greedy. I just don't really see an obvious card that we don't want in our list, which makes it a little tough. This hand is kind of slow on the draw, but Stoneforge is good enough turn 2 play, and Solitude's enough of a interactive enough for me to give it a shot. Yeah, I have been thinking about that exact problem, actually, that like I have a lot of stuff that's dedicated to, you know, what you assume are the league decks, and we've been playing against a lot more normal stuff. Obviously the worry is that I'll cut it and then immediately play against Reanimator, so it's like hard to know like what's the right thing to do. I have been thinking that though. Oh, Spirit's good too. Alright, we're just gonna Wasteland the Saga. Not close. at least specifically looking at the ley lines, we have seen like some storm, but I still think the amount of spell combo we've seen has been lower than the amount of graveyard combo. Um, and those cards in my sideboard are gonna go towards a combo deck, right? I'm not sure that like we're gonna be we're not just gonna add more fair cards, I don't think, because we just don't need the help there. Oh boy, that's a lot of Lotus Petals, huh? But see, I don't know. If we keep seeing less Reanimator, more Storm, I'll probably swap to some Mindbreak Traps at the very least. At least for the oof boy. The Emrakul, I might give it a couple more weeks. If I'm just not playing against Painter, then I'll stop. What would be good for the second side, or for the freed up sideboard slot? What's the non-Chylith answer to that question? Wow, we are looking pretty good, huh? I think I'm very likely to cast Loran next turn, so I'm going to start with the Spirit, so I'm safer from some of their top decks. Hey Cauldra, what's up? Yeah, I'm just gonna hit their Seed of the Synod here. This maybe isn't even good, but I think they're gonna force here regardless. So yeah, okay. We'll see what they do next. I might just recruit for the second one. I might instead cast Stoneforge. We'll see. I think if they give me something to use the swords on, I'll do that plus Stoneforge, and otherwise I'll recruit for the second Loran. That's a nice one. I'm kind of feeling like they just have a bunch of forces, and I'm happy to use these cards to get rid of them. Oh, it's Zank. Yeah, Zank in the board. Cannot lose. Well, we have to have like at least one aura to put in the list, right? Happy to take this trade because it means the Stoneforge will resolve. It means that the Cauldron can get into play. Importantly, and I don't want to waste the swords because then they're just gonna might the Spirit anyway. So 2/4 is a pretty good stat line. Not gonna lie. I think this is gonna get Lion Sash actually. Yeah, we're gonna get Lion Sash. Alright, untapless Stoneforge. Feeling pretty good about that. Is this going to be an Odawara here? A deal. In that case, I will just put Yorion into my hands. Get it back into play next turn. Sure. Spirit Mantle would be a pretty good one, huh? It's good against Solitude and Fury. Be busted in Modern. Those are like the only 2 removal spells. Alright. Don't love seeing the Saga. But it's not the scariest Saga right now either. I wonder what they cycled their Opal for there. It's a little odd. As a hard cast force? Sure. We're down to 6 life, so I think here I'm just going to tap the Saga to get rid of 1 construct. And I'll pass, and I can potentially just put Cauldron on Stoneforge, threaten lethal. Lunch 3 box. Thanks so much for the follow. I hope you're having a good evening, or whatever time it is, wherever you live. Thank you for checking out the stream. So I've used 1 Odawara already. They usually have 2 Odawara and somewhere around 3 Dismembers. I think if they had a Dismember, they would be attacking here, though. Although I guess they're getting this draw, that draw. So there's only so much that we can be sure of. Yeah, I'm just gonna do it. Yeah, Dismember. They can cast Dismember without paying any life, notably, but they do have to use a Lotus Petal for it. So yeah, okay, cool. We're just putting them to 2. They've already used Haywire Might, so we don't have to worry about that off of the Urza Saga. Their Ancient Tomb is turned off. Any more Ancient Tombs are turned off. So yeah, making a construct here is actually a pretty huge cost. Basically, it's close to all their mana. Whoops, my mic came up. I guess second Haywire Might would get us, but it doesn't seem likely. Oh, you know, I'm glad I looked. I just realized Haywire Might only exiles non-creature artifacts and enchantments. So earlier we could have actually used swords on the Might instead of allowing it to trade with the Spirit. So that was definitely a mistake. I totally missed that that part of the ability. That is good to know. All right. They make a construct. They have some artifact coming in. It's probably It basically has to be like Aether Spellbomb, right? I can't really imagine it being anything else. Spellbomb's actually pretty good here. Keeps them from dying. Yep, there's a Spellbomb. Ugh, third Saga. The third Saga is weirdly still beatable, because again, we can just port the Saga to get rid of the first construct, and then we have these removal spells. But I would much rather they just not draw Saga, because that makes my choices a lot easier. This is only return target creature, right? Yeah, so they're going to bounce Stoneforge for sure. Yep. I'll get the Batter Skull. I'm also going to cast the Sash here, just to have another potentially lethal threat in play. Upkeep, tap their Saga so that they can't get the first construct off of it. I'm not casting the Vial here because I actually want the white mana to both threaten swords and making Sash big. Because Sash, they're at 2, so Sash, I want to make sure it becomes a lethal threat. Emery is pretty fine. They're playing Chrome Host Seed Shark. Interesting. I'm going to eat some things. Get rid of the Might. And then probably the Thought Monitor next. Spellbomb, actually, I'm going to get. Let's just get whatever immediately affects the board. Yeah, it is definitely neat. I'm not sure I see the synergy in this deck, because it's basically only your 4 Force of Wills and your 4 Thought Casts that it really does anything particularly impressive with. Everything else in your deck is just a 0, right? They're blank artifacts, at least, but I just don't think that really matters that much. Okay, there's the Dismember. Does that mean they are dead? If I Swords the Emery, they go to 3. Equip Cauldra, it's a 6/7, which is exactly lethal. Cool. Another win against 8cast, and now we play for the trophy. Record against 8cast has been really high lately. I think, I don't know, I feel like I keep saying it. I am really surprised how much Loran impacted how good that matchup is. It always felt pretty rough before that. That one card just changed everything. I would definitely not omit recruiters in 60 card. I definitely disagree with that. Recruiters, I think, one of the only reasons that any version of D&T is still playable. It was always in the deck before Yorion, and I don't know why I would take it out now. I think it's... Yeah, I wouldn't play the full 4. I would probably play 2. There were a lot of times I would play 2 in the main, 1 in the sideboard, on depending on what the expected meta was. Just boarding in the 3rd recruiter for any slow matchups. This was back in like 2018, 2019, when like Miracles was a pretty big deck. You were pretty happy to board into the 3rd recruiter basically always. But I think particularly when you have Solitude in your deck, there's basically no matchup where Recruiter is bad. It is one of the only non-land creatures in my deck that I have never ever cut. Like during sideboarding ever. At least specifically with the Yorion version. Yeah, they had mentioned earlier that like they're starting with 60, but they're building up to 80. This is their first time in the deck, so. Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about the bullets in the deck. I think most of the time you're just going to want to get the cards that are already good in your deck, like the Solitude, Skyclave, Stoneforge, things like that. So I would not spend, it's particularly in 60 when like their space is just so tight. I remember before I switched to Yorion, I just felt like I couldn't make a list with 60 that felt good. Because you just couldn't fit every card that you wanted in the list. Last seen playing Doomsday, huh, Trilith? Last seen playing Doomsday. That's true. They are completely different. I feel like our round 5 win rate against Doomsday is actually pretty high. I'm not keeping that. I will definitely keep this though. There we go. Delta is not a good sign, that's for sure. Wow, Swords to Plowshares loves me this match already. It's my first turn and we've seen 6 of them. Now, Laura, let's see where we go. I've gotten lucky before. I probably can't get this lucky. But we'll see. It's pretty wild, huh? Alright, they do have Ritual Doomsday. Darn. I'm not going to bother looking this time. We only have one play. It is Playthalia. It will not matter, but we're going to play it. Spirit? Spirit? No. Hey, Virgo, how's it going? Good to see you. We will be, unfortunately, ending pretty early, so you're catching the very, very last match, and it's, of course, against Doomsday. So there won't be a whole lot to see this time. But who knows? Maybe the post-board games will go better. They won't. They won't go better. Just playing Oracle with 2 cards in library, huh? Yeah. Yeah, that figures. No solitude for me. Alright, let's bring in all these cards that definitely matter. They totally matter. Let's get rid of that. That. Yeah, sure. Yeah. I think if we hold up swords, they just wait, right? That's the thing. I think if we don't tap out, they just take a draw step, right? And I don't think it changes anything. Yeah, good question. Are you here June 10th? I guess to your point, yeah, there's a chance we can induce them to make a mistake, which is probably worth it. I can Cauldron them, I guess. I can also Field of Ruin them, which is okay. It's not like we have anything we're mulliganing to, so mulliganing to 6. Okay. Oh, you are going to be here on the 10th. Oh boy. Oh yeah, I forgot you moved to Texas. I remembered you when in my head you were still in California, but I forgot that was not the case anymore. All right, they personal tutor for Doomsday right away. Surgical? Surgical? No. Of course. Force, pitch, spell, pierce. Okay. Go back to school. Nice, nice, nice. This is Dark Ritual Doomsday. I'm gonna cry. At least they only have 1 card left after that. So if we top deck like exactly Spirit, maybe there's a chance we get there. Not likely, but maybe. Yeah, I'm probably gonna just field them and hope for the best. Yeah, Virg, I will DM you something. Either tonight before I go to bed or tomorrow. May or may not be related to June 10th. Can't say for sure. Okay, let's see. Do they? So the island should be the only basic they have. There's very, very rarely a basic swamp. So let me see. Underground Sea, Underground Sea, Underground Sea. This is 3Cs. Is there a fourth underground sea in here? It looks like no. So there's one C. It looks like one C, one cavern in their pile, something like that. Oh, we draw spirit. Well, oh, the fourth is in play. Duh. Bleh. So if we play spirit, we can play spirit, attack them down to 7, then attack them down to 3, then kill them. Yeah, I think this has to be the right thing to do here. Yeah, you don't have removal. Get out of here. They do notably have a Brazen Borrower in the list, but it looks like that might be the only spell other than Thoughtseize and counter spells that actually interacts with anything that I see. Yeah. I'm going to pass here. I don't want to field right now. Now I'm fine fielding. I didn't want them to potentially Edge of Autumn it to get the value out that way. Because I see 1 in their yard, but there is not a second. There's usually 2 in these lists, so. Cross fingers, they didn't draw like exactly Cavern plus Oracle off that. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Hell yeah. Going to a game 3, folks. Change nothing. There's nothing that matters. Well, spirit is good. But I mean, again, I think the only thing other than 2 drops that we're mulling for is like exactly Wasteland plus Surgical. Nothing else matters. And this has Spirit plus Field and Thalia, so I think we have to keep it. I mean, it's slow on the draw, but so is like everything else we have. That's the problem. We're not mulliganing to anything. And my opponent is mulliganing to 5, so. Obviously, that 5 could just be... Oh, they're mulling to 4. Ooh. Are we going to get there? Okay, they kept 4. Just don't have, like, lands, ritual, Doomsday. They don't. Ponder. Cool. They shuffle off the Ponder. I think if I find a Wastelands, I am snapping it off. I do not. Nice duress. Oh boy. I'm surprised Duress. They have like nothing to board in for this matchup anyway. I'm still surprised Duress is in their list. So whether we play Thalia or Spirit is entirely dependent on whether we want to play around potential days. I think we do because this Thalia is only good before the Doomsday resolves. If they daze the Thalia, we can still play the Spirit next turn and it will matter. The other way around does not matter. Hell yeah. I am legitimately curious what my round 5 Doomsday win rate is, because it feels really high. Alright, sick. Get the trophy. Nakeem Phillips, thanks so much for the follow. Thanks for watching the stream. Well, that was sick. Sometimes you just get lucky, and your opponent mauls to death. Thanks, Charlotte. I appreciate it. I have like no good way to go back and check what my round 5 win rate is specifically, but at least no easy way. It would take a while, but it feels pretty high. Well, that was pretty sick. This list continues to do really well. I really don't see myself changing much of anything. I think I've talked about it a little bit. At least last stream and a little bit this stream. I think the only card in the main deck I see myself changing anytime soon is the second Lauren. I think can be anything from like second Lauren, second Sash. It can be Trailblazer's Torch. If you're worried about like Sneak and Show and Natural Order decks, you can even play the Containment Priest in the main deck. We were sort of talking about before how like the ley lines didn't really do anything this league. And they're very, very polarizing. Either you play against like Reanimator and Oops and they're amazing, or you don't and they kind of don't do anything. We'll have to keep an eye on how much graveyard combo we're still seeing week to week. I think notably we did play against at least Ants, where like graveyard hate does matter. It doesn't have to be strictly like Deafening Silence, Mindbreak Trap, but certainly those would be better than the Leylines. And other than that, we didn't really see anything where we wanted Leyline. And yeah, if we never see Painter, then eventually I'll just take out the Emrakul and put in a card that does something. But otherwise, I think this main deck is really, really tight. Yeah, I haven't liked Torch lately. I think Torch is a very good card. It's basically always going to be on my radar for basically forever. Because the initiative is like a ridiculously broken mechanic. And being able to just put a single card in your deck to have access to it, to have 9 virtual copies of it, is really good. It's just not good in the current online meta because it's mostly 8 cast, which is a matchup where the initiative is way too slow and way too hard to defend, or combo decks where the initiative just doesn't matter. There's not a lot of like normal like fair blue decks where you really want it that regularly. And you don't want it against initiative decks because you just want them to put the initiative into play and then you just spend your cards taking it from them because you're good enough at that. So yeah, anyway, sick trophy. Love to steal one from Doomsday as always. It's going to be a short stream because I need to get the sleep. But like I said, love this list. Going to keep playing it for a while. I don't see myself changing much. Let's actually go take a quick look at who we could raid. Usually I don't have very many options, but I'm ending a lot earlier than I usually do. So let's take a quick look. Cool. Romario is actually, let me make sure he's not about to end, but speaking of Doomsday, I may send you over to Romario Vidal, who does really like playing spell combo decks, including Doomsday. Oops. Sorry about that. Ad playing. It's very rude of me. Yeah, let's do it. thank you everyone for stopping by as always. If you don't know, I stream Death and Taxes every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. It's my favorite deck in the world, and I'm going to play it forever. So, it'll be a learning experience for people trying to get into the deck, and entertaining for those who already know what they're doing. So, thank you for stopping by, and I will catch you next week. All right, Raiden, any moment now.